We've been doing this now for like 10 years, nearly 10 years. And I think from the beginning, all of us said that the best thing that JJ ever did was cast it so well. Because we all do get along beautifully and we enjoy each other's company immensely, and especially when you're away from home, as we have been in Vancouver and now Dubai, to have friends that are more like family just makes it all that easier, and we laugh a lot, and that I think is that's my greatest joy in this, and I would come back again and again just to have that experience. You need to have someone who's adept at describing what these huge action sequences are going to look like that you can't really see even when they give you a previs, which is the kind of animated version of the action sequences before they come together in the final cut. And Justin does all of those, and he comes from the Fast and Furious world where the movies are even bigger and louder and crazier. And in 2015, when you make these big tentpole films, they have to be action heavy, and you want someone who's adept at that. But also, just like JJ, he comes from a much smaller filmmaking world, and he started in the independents and got kind of birthed through Sundance. So again, the kind of wonderful combination is JJ brought to it someone who's very character and story oriented, but someone who can also handle the big stuff. I have more fun doing the comedy, I think, than the action, and Simon is a comedian, and so we have a ball trying to come up with as funny stuff as we can. Yeah, this experience has been ironically almost like like Dad left the building and all the kids are running the asylum, and the collaboration has been on a whole different level on this film, which has been a true blessing and something I think we've all really enjoyed. And we all know each other so well, and there's such a lack of ego and pretension within this group that in a given scene, if a line doesn't work, I'll cut my line or I'll give someone else my line, or we just try to figure out what works best. And it's very expedient and very much without drama, and that has a lot to do, with Justin and also with the writing team behind it between Doug and Simon. There's this joke in the Trek world about the night crew. It's like, what happens when our team leaves and then the other team comes in to shepherd the Enterprise through the galaxies? And we have that scene where I come in and take over for the night captain, and it's kind of distilling down, really logically following the pattern of what it would be like to be on a ship for 5 years that has to operate 24 hours a day. So even little things like bringing coffee onto the deck of the ship, as one would do to wake up after, or what would it be like to see these people over and over and over again? They're great people and we're all friends, but clearly, that's a long time. It's like being on a submarine, I guess. So I like following the logic of that. There's a lot of comedy in that, and it's not over the top, which I think the beginning is definitely over the top, but I love doing that stuff. The first two films were very kind of Spock and Kirk-centric, and I think there's a reason for that, because by definition these characters are kind of two polarities on a spectrum, and it works great to investigate that dichotomy. But there are also some fantastic other characters in this series, and Simon and Doug were very smart to break everybody up so we could see how they work together and who they are, and to see what their personalities are like and how they play off each other and how well or not they work together. And I think it's called Star Trek. It's not called Captain Kirk or Spock. It's Star Trek. It's about a family. This is the family. So I, as a viewer, would want to see everything about this family that I could, and hopefully now in our third film, and hopefully we've been creating a new audience and bringing an audience from old. We're further deepening those ligamental ties between the characters and between the fans to hopefully make more stories in the future. I love Idris. He's a sweet, for such a strong kind of masculine-looking guy, a very sweet, gentle heart. He's got a very kind of soft quality to him that I love. He's very gentle, and so it was great to be able to talk to him about his thoughts about the character and why these two characters found each other and what they were battling and what they were exposing in one another. Far be it for me to describe someone who's had such an incredible cultural impact for over 50 years. I mean, that is just a credit to Leonard, to the world that Gene Roddenberry created, to the context of the time in the 60s in which it emerged. For me, I take everybody at face value, and Leonard was a quiet, patient, careful listener. He was highly artistic, highly sensitive. And I love Zach, and Zach had an incredible relationship with Leonard, and for that I love Leonard even more because I saw the impact that he had on my friend's life.